Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and in this video I'm going to show you how to assemble this cute capybara applique pattern. Here's how you do it. All right, this is the video showing how to assemble the capybara block if you are not using a light box. So I've got all of my pieces prepared. That means I have printed my pattern onto the paper side of paper-backed fusible adhesive. I use Heat and Bond Light for all of mine. And then you fuse it to the back side of the fabric and cut it out, all the pieces out on the solid lines. So now you've got some dotted lines and some solid lines inside the pattern. The dotted lines are placement guides that are showing you where other applique pieces are going to go. And the solid lines are stitching lines that show you where you're going to do some stitching. So you want to transfer those to the fabric side of the paper before you peel that backing off and lose those guides. And you can do that by just holding it up into a sunny window, and those lines will show right through to the fabric side of the paper and you'll be all set. So the eyelashes are optional. Not everybody likes to stitch those, but I think they make them super, super cute, and so I almost always stitch them. So here's how you put it together. So we're going to peel off the paper backing, and you've got that shiny, smooth adhesive on the back. And I'm going to lay that piece down so that this straight edge is lined up with the straight edge at the bottom of the block. So I like to design almost all of my animals what I call snapshot style. I want it to look like I snapped a photo of this capybara and I zoomed way in on the face. And so in order to get that illusion, I line this straight edge up with the raw edge at the bottom of the block. And then when I sew my blocks together, that's going to be, you won't see the raw edge, it'll be in the seam allowance, and that will give the illusion of the photo that I'm trying to achieve. So we've got his body in there. If you need any help placing the pieces, there is a placement guide, and all of the pieces are numbered so you know exactly what goes where, and you can see things like where the ear is going to go. So it's going to go just over that little kind of corner at the top of his head. So we're going to peel the paper backing off and let's put that ear in place. And it just tucks behind there so that that chalk is covered up. And I want to make those eyelash lines line up. We're going to do the same thing with the other ear. We're just going to tuck that back there. So capybaras are pretty uniformly colored. They don't have a lot of varying color on them. So the ears are pretty much the same color as the body. And to get a little bit of a distinction and to give it a fun, scrappy look, I use two different fabrics from the same color collection. So the colors are the same, but the patterns are different. And that gives me a really cohesive look, and I like it. So, and I designed all of these fabrics especially for applique. I love using these tone-on-tone prints for applique. So sometimes they do have a slightly lighter snout, so I did pick a slightly lighter color for that. But sometimes the snout is kind of the same color as the capybara. Then we're going to give him a great big kissable nose. And you just want to make sure when you position this that you've lined up so that the point at the bottom of the nose is lined up with that little downstroke, and that just makes it look just right. Then we're going to put the eyes in place. There's the second one. All right, and it looks like I bumped this ear a little bit because those eyelashes are not lined up. There we go. All right, now I'm going to carry this over to my ironing board, fuse everything in place. Just follow the directions on whatever brand of fusible adhesive you are using. And then I will do all of the outline stitching and I will bring it back and show you the finished capybara block, plus two other colors that I made. Okay, here is one finished capybara block. This one is just the capybara, but I did a couple of extra things with the two other samples that I made, so I wanted to show those to you as well. So on this one, I added a little bit of water because they do spend a lot of their lives actually in the water with their little heads poking up. So these waves are a free pattern that you can get at shinyhappyworld.com. Just go to the website and click on free patterns, and you'll see a pattern called Wavy Waves. And it has a few different wave stripes that you can do either to add water to an applique block or to make a block that just has stripes of waves across it if you want that just as an accent block within your quilt if you're doing a quilt that has a lot of water locations in it. So that's one option, just add a wavy waves strip at the bottom, but I did one more fun thing. In this one, I added the new little bird pattern to the top, so to his head. So you often see capybaras with little birds sitting on their heads. They're very, very friendly animals. So this is a bird pattern that you get a full-size block, but it also has a miniaturized version that I made sure that the size would work within a 10-inch block to be able to sit on a lot of different animals. So you can have this little bird photobomb, lots of different blocks that you have. So 3 different ways that you can make the capybara. Again, the pattern's available at shinyhappyworld.com. I'm Wendy, and I will see you next time.